Hello folks, and welcome back to Richter's Baseball Replays. Tonight I'm going to be doing a little bit of Pocket Pennant Run for the league I joined, which is all 90s teams. We have 10 teams. Each player picked a team from the 90s that they liked. I happen to be the 1990 Pittsburgh Pirates. This is game 3 of the first week, and I'm playing the 1994 Montreal Expos. In game 1, the Pirates won 10-1, and in game 2, the Expos won 12-3. So both games kind of like flip-flop each other, and so now let's see what game 3 holds. Pocket Pennant Run, for those that don't know, it's a pretty minor footprint game. It's run basically on these cards, which if you've never seen it played before, you can follow along. I'll try and show them the best I can. But basically everything's on the lineups. You really don't need like batter or pitcher cards or anything like that. It's, as long as you have the ratings written down, you can play. So for the 94 Expos, his lineup, the opposing manager has sent me instructions on how to play the game for him. So I'll base his moves on his instructions. And obviously I'll make the moves for my team. And the other team, is rolling 3 games, his home games, based on my instructions to them. So that's how this league works. You play 6 games a week, you roll 3 of them your home games, for quote unquote. So the Expos are the away team in this case. He's starting Marquise Grissom at center field, Cordero in shortstop, Larry Walker in right, Alou in left field. White will be his DH. We play with DHs in this league. Barry will be his third baseman. Webster will be his catcher. Floyd will be his first baseman, and Lansing will be his second baseman. These numbers next to him, obviously right or left-handed, and the ratings. The ratings in order for Pocket Pennant Run go batting, power, speed, defense. And each of those comes into play based on these cards. It always starts on the pitcher's card, and I'll kind of try and show you guys how that plays for those that are not familiar with the game. His starting pitcher is Henry, who's a left-handed pitcher. He only has a fatigue rating of 4. After the 4th inning, his pitcher rating will start to drop 1 per inning, or if he gives up 4 runs. So we'll see how long he lasts. His instructions are, once he reaches C, to pull him. So we'll see how he goes. I'm the Pirates. I'm starting Gary Redus at first base, Jay Bell at shortstop, Andy Van Slyke in center field, Bobby Bonilla in right field, Barry Bonds in left, Wally Backman at third, R.J. Reynolds is my DH, Don Slott will be catching, and Jose Lind will be my second baseman. My starting pitcher tonight is Zane Smith, who's a 6 fatigue, but then A's across the board. So both pitchers have pretty good stuff. They have A pitching, they have A control, they have A defense. So we'll see how this game goes on. So without further ado, I'm going to have my cards here. I kind of keep them in my hand. I'll try and show them to you as we go. I got 3 dice, and here we go. First roll. All right, so Zane Smith is a 1A. So A1 will be a strikeout looking. So Grissom strikes out looking. All right, brings up Mr. Cordero. All right, so Zane Smith, A11. That'll take us to the batter card, which means then we roll the yellow dice. The batter is a B. There's no difference because lefty-righty stays a B. B2 will be a ground out to the second baseman. So that'll go 4-3. 2 up, 2 down. Brings up Larry Walker. All right, so that's an A12, which will take us to the batter card. Larry, lefty-lefty, so that'll drop him to a B batter with 9. So that'll be a single. So the Expos get a runner. All right, my opponent's instructions are the only person that steals is Mr. Grissom, so Larry Walker will stay at first. Zane Smith, A4, so that'll be a control check. Control of 10. He's A10, which is going to be a walk. So that'll move Larry Walker to second. We got runners on first and second with 2 outs. And White coming up to bat A5, it's a defensive check. 8 is going to be the center fielder. And our center fielder is Andy Van Slyke, who's a C. So then we go to C and look up the 5. That'll be a fly out. Runner in second would have tagged if there was less than 2 outs, but it'll just be a fly out to center. So we have no runs, we have 1 hit, we have no errors, we have 2 left on base, and after a half an inning, it's the Expos 0, Pirates coming to bat. All right, so he has Henry, whose A is across the board. He's also a lefty, facing off against Gary Reedus. All right, so A3, that'll be a control check. And I can guarantee you that's going to be a strikeout. A3, it's a strikeout looking. So Reedus K's to start the game for the Pirates, 1 away. Next batter, A11, it's a batter. So that'll be a J Bell. He'll stay a C. C7, that's a fly out to right. We've got 2 outs. This gameplay is very quick. It's very simple. It's very fun, in my opinion. I like this game a lot. All right, Van Slyke is an A11, so that's a batter check. We'll go to Van Slyke's card. He drops to a C because lefty-lefty, he loses the platoon matchup, so he drops from a B to a C. And you'll see a C9 is still a single. So Andy goes to first. My rule, I always steal first. I always steal second if my runner has at least a B. So here goes Andy's roll. With a 9, that'll be a stolen base. But just to show you, B9 is safe. So Andy moves to second on the stolen base. And Pirates have a runner in scoring position, 2 outs for Bobby Bonilla, who still happens to get paid by the Mets every year, which is amazing to me. All right, he rolls an A9, so that's a batter check. This could be dangerous. So Bobby Bo, he's a switch hitter, so he stays a B. B12 is going to be a power check. That's a high number, and Bobby has good power. So A11 is going to be a home run. So just like that, Pirates jump up to a 2-0 lead. Bobby Bo will get 2 RBIs. And we'll mark Andy Van Slyke is coming in by Bobby Bo. That'll bring up Barry Bonds with 2 outs, nobody on. The roll. A10, that's going to be a batter check. That's going to be Barry's card. He's going to drop to a B11. That's still going to be a power check. And Barry has A power, 11. That's going to be a home run. So back-to-back home runs for the Pirates from Bonilla and Bonds. And just like that, it's 3-0. Pirates are jumping all over Mr. Henry after 2 quick outs. All right. Backman's a A4 or pitcher A4. That'll be a control check. 1, that's going to be a strikeout. It'll be a strikeout looking to end the inning. But Pirates get 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, nobody left on, and after 1 complete, score is 3-0. All right, Zane Smith comes back out. Barry steps in, lefty-righty matchup. Zane Smith, A1, that'll be a strikeout looking. After a while, you kind of get to know what the cards are. So if I don't always show you, I'll at least try to tell you what's going on. Webster steps in. A11, that'll be a batter check. Batter check, lefty-lefty, that'll be a C1. That'll be a line out to the first baseman. And we got 2 outs for Floyd. And we got A9, that'll be a batter check to a 4. And he's a B, goes down to a C because it's lefty-lefty. C4 is a grounder to third base. 5-3 is the out. 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. Score remains 3-0. If you haven't figured it out, high numbers are bad, or good for the offense, bad for the defense. All right, Pirates bring up the bottom third of their order. R.J. Reynolds, Don Slott, and Jose Lane. All right, so that's an A10 to the batter. R.J. is a switch hitter, so he stays a B. B8 is going to be a single. RJ has B speed, so here he goes. I didn't like that roll. There we go. 11, doesn't matter. He's just going to steal second regardless. So that'll be a stolen base. Brings up Dawn Slot. And that'll be an A2. That'll be a strikeout swinging for the pitcher. Brings up Jose Leaned. Trying to keep the dice on the screen for y'all. A3, that's a control check. That's going to be a walk likely. Yeah, it's a walk. So I'll put runners on first and second with one out, but sets up the double play. Gary Rita steps in, struck out his first at bat. A6, defensive check. 5 is third baseman if you haven't figured that out. So third baseman. So we check who their third baseman is. It is Mr. Barry. He's a D defense, but the number's low, so D4, it'll be a ground out 5-3, but the runners do advance. So slow rolling ground ball, no choice but to go to first with it. Runners move up 90 feet, second and third, 2 outs. J. Bell at the plate. A8, it's a batter check. J. Bell stays a C. C11 is still a power check. J doesn't really have any power. C6, it's still going to be a double, 2 bases. So that's going to score both runs. So Jay is going to get credit for 2 RBIs. And we'll give him credit for moving them around. All right, so what this does, since he is now given up 5 runs, as soon as he gives up the 5th run, his pitcher rating drops from an A to a B. So now he's a B pitcher. All right, so the Expos still got 2 outs. Now my opponent's instructions are do not do anything with him until he hits C. So he can still technically go at least for a couple more innings. All right, A11, it's a batter check to Van Slyke. He's given up a lefty-lefty, so it'll be a C6. And that'll be a fly out to center field to end the inning. But the Pirates get 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors. They strand 1. And after 2 complete, it is Pirates 5, Expos 0. All right, top of the third. Expos bringing up their 9-1-2 hitters. All right, Zane Smith, A10, it's going to be a batter check. So he stays a C7. That'll be a fly out to right. 1 away. A5, that's a defensive check to the first baseman. Our first baseman is Reedus, who's a B. B12 is likely an error, but I'll check anyway. Yeah, it's going to be an E3. Runner on first. Now, if you remember from the beginning of the game, Grissom is the only runner of his that he gives permission to run because he has A speed. So let's see what goes there. It's a 12. Of course, that'll be a stolen base. Runner moves up 90 feet. Runner on second. 2 outs. Let me just make sure that he doesn't want him to steal third. Give me 1 second, folks. Never base stealing. No one else is on. Never steal third. All right, so that's my instructions. Runner on second. Stay there. Brings up Cordero. All right, A1. That's going to be a strikeout looking. So we got 2 outs. A5. That's going to be a defensive check to center fielder. Vance likes a C. C11 might be a hit. C11 will be a single 1 base advance. So that'll bring first and third, 2 outs. Mr. Alou. It's an A11, that'll be a batter check. A9 will be a single, 2 bases. So that'll bring home Grissom. And let's see. So he went to third on his hit. He scored on Grissom. He's going to go to third on Grissom. So we still got runners on the corners. 1 run in, 2 outs. A7, it's a batter check 1. He's a B1, that'll be an out likely 5-3. Could have went 5-4 as well, but we'll just say 5-3. So they do get 1 run on 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 left on. So the Expos crack on, bring it within 5-1. All right, bottom of the third. Bobby Bowe hit a home run last up at bat. A11, this could be trouble. It's going to be a power check, I guarantee you that. Batter check, then you go to the power. So he's a B batter, 12 is power, but the low blue die is going to likely be an out. A power, 2, that'll be a fly out to center. So hits it to the wall, but they run under it and get them out. All right, next batter, Barry Bonds, A4, that'll be a control check. He is a control with a 5, that'll probably be a strikeout, and it is. He gets Barry to swing, striking out, 2 outs. Backman steps in, A12, that'll be a batter check. It's a 6. Backman's a switch hitter, so he stays in A6, grounder to second, flips to first, 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. After 3 complete, we have a 5-1 ball game. All right, Zane Smith had a little trouble last inning, steps into the 4th, see what he can do. A3, it's a control check, control of 3, he's an A control, 3, that'll be a strikeout looking. Brings up Webster, the catcher. A11, that'll be a batter check. Webster's a B, gives up lefty-lefty, so it'll drop into a C8. That'll be a grounder to first. Tosses to Smith, covering the bag. 3-1, he's out. Brings up Floyd. Gets an A11. It's a batter check. The batter check is a 3. He's giving up a lefty-lefty matchup, so that'll be a C3. And that'll be a grounder to the shortstop. Throws to first, 6-3. Zane Smith gets a 3 up, 3 down hitting. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 3.5, the score remains 5-1. All right, bottom third of the Pirates lineup in the 4th. Henry just trying to get through his fatigue inning and maybe one more before we have to turn it over to the Expos bullpen here. All right, that's a B7 because he's a B now. It's a batter check. The batter rolls a 3, so that's a B3. That'll be an out. Grounder to short. Throws across to first. 1 away in the 4th. Don Slot steps in. A B10's a batter check. Don's going to get an A11. That's a power check. It's a pretty high number. It'll probably be at least a hit. I don't know if it'll be gone. A8. It is. It's a home run. It's the very first number that can be a home run. So Don Slot hits a solo shot in the 4th, and that'll drop Henry to a C. Now my instructions from my opponent say that once their starting pitcher reaches C, I'm supposed to bring in Rojas. So Mel Rojas is going to come in, and so I will write him up here. Rojas is a righty, and he has 1 fatigue, B pitchers, A control, A defense. So, sorry, I am wrong. I am wrong about that. I'm glad I double checked. All right, so I'm supposed to bring in Heredia. See, it always pays to double check yourself. Starting pitcher reaches C, bring in Heredia. So Heredia is a right-hander. He's a 2 fatigue. He is B pitch, A control. He is D defense. So we could probably get 2 innings out of him. And my instructions are if he gets to C, then we bring in Rojas. All right. So Jose Lean steps in. All right. B11, that's a batter check. And let's see, he's giving up the platoon advantage. So that'll be a C6. That'll probably be an out. That'll be a fly out to center field for 1 away. Hate when I drop the dice, folks. All right, so we're back to the top of the Pirates lineup in the bottom of the 4th. Gary Rita steps in with 2 outs. And we have a B12. It's a batter check. Gary Ritas is a C against the lefty. So against the righty, he's a D. So that's not going to really go well. If it was later in the game and if it was closer, I'd probably pinch hit for him, but it'll be a line out to first. So that'll get the 3rd out of the inning. So, but the Pirates get 1 run on a hit. No errors, nobody left on, but they increase their lead to 6-1. And we go to the 5th. Zane Smith with a 6-1 lead. All right, that brings up Lansing, the bottom order. That'll be an A11. That'll be a batter check. Lansing is still going to be a C. Lefty-righty matchup. C5 is a fly out to left. Barry Bonds camps under it, makes the catch, 1 away. Brings up the top of the lineup. A7, batter check. Grissom, he'll stay a B. B8, that's likely a single. It is. Grissom has A speed, so let's see if he steals. If I can keep the dice on the table. Uh-oh. That's probably going to be a caught stealing. Oh, nope, he's in there. That is a stolen base. So, runner on second, 1 out. All right, A2, that'll be a strikeout swinging. So we got 2 outs. And an A1 will be a strikeout looking. So Zane Smith bounces back from the single. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. After 4.5, halfway through, it is still 6-1. All right, Heredia comes out into his 2nd inning of work. So this is like the last inning he can go before he drops any point or any numbers, letters, whatever you want to call them. He's a B. B2 is a control check. Control is A. A11, that's still a walk. So he gives J. Bell the leadoff walk. J. Bell is B speed. And what the heck, we'll go for it. And he's going to be out. Yep, B speed is a caught stealing. So I got greedy. Got my hand caught in the cookie jar. And Slake's a lefty, so the shortstop would have been covering. So probably should have stayed safe with the 5-run lead, but who knows. All right, B6, the batter check. Van Slyke is a B batter against the lefty. That'll be a single for him. See, now I feel like I have to steal because I'm trying to make up ground. And that will be a stolen base. We got a runner on second, 1 out. Bobby Bowe stepping in, 1 for 2 on the day with a home run. Big numbers on the board. B12 for the pitcher is a batter check, but it's a low number for him. Bobby Bowe, B3. Grounder, it'll be a fielder's, would have been a fielder's choice. 6-3, runners do not advance. So it's a good thing I moved Andy Van Slyke, or I guess it really wouldn't have mattered. Barry Bonds, 1 for 2, strikeout and a home run today. 2 outs. B1, that will be a strikeout. So Barry strikes out for the 2nd time today. 5th inning, no runs. 1 hit, no errors. 1 left on. After 5, it is 6-1. Zane Smith comes into the 6th. It is his fatigue inning. So we'll probably at least let him go down to a C. So we'll see what happens here. All right, Alou steps in. A11's a batter check. Alou is an A11. That's probably. Oh, wait. That's an injury check. Triple 11s. Possible injury occurs if an at-bat results in all 3 dice landing on the same number. Check this number. Consult the injury chart to determine the play result. And who was injured, then roll the yellow die to determine the severity of the injury. All right, so it's a hit by pitch. The batter is drilled in the elbow. So the batter is Alou. He's drilled in the elbow. Now I got to roll the yellow die to determine the severity. It is a 6. He will be out for the current game. So he's hit by pitch. So that'll put him on first. And we're going to have to bring in our replacement. So I got to go to my opponent's instructions. And his other outfielder will be Frazier. So Frazier will pinch run and then take over in left field. He is a switch hitter, just for future reference. BDAB. So his instructions, just so everyone's aware, are that Frazier is the only other runner that can steal second. So he's going to be trying to steal second. So that kind of worked out for him. It's a 7. He's an A speed, so that'll be a stolen base. So Zane Smith plunks him. Alou ends up sitting out the rest of this game. And just like that, runner on second. Expos trying to get something going. A5, it's a defensive check to the right fielder, which is Bobby Bowe, which is a D. D7, defensive play. It's a fly ball, and the runner will tag and move to third. So, runner on third, 1 out. Pocket Pennant Run doesn't really have any rules built in for bringing the infield in or anything like that. Not that I would with a 6-1 lead, but just letting you know. So that's an A9. That'll be a batter check. The batter is a B8. That'll probably be a hit. It is. It's a single. That'll score the run. And the Expos cut into that Pirate lead. And we move on to Webster. Runner on first. A4. It's a control check. That'll be a walk, I bet. Control. It's a walk. I was right. That'll move the runner to second. And Zane Smith kind of losing control, needs to get his act together here. A10, that's a batter check. He goes to a C, loses the platoon matchup. That'll be a 4-6-3 double play to get him out of the inning. That'll cut him off at first. That'll move him to third for all intents and purposes. Expos get 1 run on 1 hit. No errors. 1 left on, and Alou out of the current game. Now I do need to report that, I guess, but since he'll be back next game, it doesn't really matter. All right, so Heredia drops to a C, and my instructions are games 1 and 3. When Heredia reaches C, bring in Rojas. So now we're going to bring in Rojas. Rojas is a righty. He's a 1 fatigue. He is a B. A B pitch, A control, A defense. And beyond this, I guess it's up to me who I bring in from his bullpen. So, all right. Backman steps in as the 6th hitter. Top bottom of the 6th. Pirates winning 6-2. All right, Rojas is a B3. That's a control check. C, he is A control with a 7. That's a drop K. So that means I have to. I always re-roll these just to make sure. All right, roll the blue die, consult the base running chart to see if he makes it. 7. Consult B chart, D7, he isn't out. So that'll be a K, 2, 3. Actually, he was a C runner, so he's just out. Sorry. Always read the rules if you're not sure, folks, especially if you're playing in a league. If you're playing by yourself, you can do whatever you want. If you're playing someone else, you got to be fair to them. Reynolds steps in. It's an A-B-4. That'll be a defensive check to the shortstop. Their shortstop is Cordero, who's a D. D11, that'll probably be a single or an error. It is. It's an E6. So that'll put RJ on first with 1 out. He's a B runner, so run the bases. Stolen base. Runner on second, 1 out. Trying to get their run back. B10. It's a batter check. Slot is an A. Loses the platoon matchup, so he goes to a B2. And it'll be a 4-3. Would have been a double play, but as it is, Reynolds will move to third on the play. So we got runner on third, 2 outs. Jose Lean stepping in. B12, it's a batter check. Jose Lean is a C against Rojas, so C3. It'll be a 6-3 and end the inning. Gotta make sure I keep up with my pitchers here. Heredia, Rojas. I'm gonna have to clarify something in this league, to be honest with you. I'm gonna have to clarify if when they reach C means as soon as they reach C, they bring in a new pitcher, or they can pitch when they're a C, and then when they go to D, they bring in a new pitcher. See, I read that as if he hits C, you bring in the new pitcher, and that's what I'm going with. So far, it has not affected me at all. All right, 1 left on base after 6. It is 6-2. We go to the top of the 7th. So that puts Zane Smith from an A to a B in the 7th. We're gonna leave him in there. Pirates got crushed in their last game bullpen-wise, so they're trying to save their bullpen a little bit. All right, B7, that'll be a batter check. Lansing's a C11. That'll be a power check for him with a 12. And what's his power? C12. That'll be a homer. So maybe leaving Zane Smith in was a mistake. But the Expos chipping away. Top of the order, Grissom up. B3, that'll be a control check. He's still in A control. So A4 is a strikeout to Marquise Grissom. So 1 away. Cordero steps in. B5, it's a defensive check to the first baseman. Reedus is a B12. My God, that could be a hit, I think. Nope. 12s are always errors. So that'll be another error. 3. All right. Remember, no one but Grissom or Frazier steals for him, so he'll stay at first. B9, batter check. And the batter check is, he's a B against Zane Smith. B6, it's a fly to right. Runner at first will hold. 2 outs, runner on first. Frazier stepping in. Remember, he stepped in for a Lou last inning when he got plunked. It'll be a B11. That'll be a batter check. Frazier is a switch hitter, so he'll stay a B. B5 is a fly out to center, and that'll end the inning. But the Expos get a run on a hit. There was 1 error. There was 1 left on base. And at the stretch, it is 6-3. Pirates coming up in the bottom of the 7th. All right, Rojas pitched 1 inning. He's going to drop to a C. My instructions do not say what to do after Rojas becomes a C. So, haven't used any other bullpen guys for him yet. He has a couple guys that have to sit from the last game because, well, Wetland was he only used Wetland yesterday, so Wetland's out. He has Shaw and Scott. He has some pretty decent pitchers. All right. Let's see. We used Heredia. We used Rojas. All right. I'm gonna bring in Shaw. And Shaw is a righty. And he has 1 fatigue, and he is a B pitch, A control, A defense. That's, if I was managing this team, that's who I would put in. Or, I would bring someone in. I wouldn't want to stick with a C pitcher, especially when your team has just cut the lead in half and you're trying to get the game closer. My thoughts, shoot me if you must. All right, Gary Rita steps in. He's 0 for 3 today. We have a B pitcher with a batter check, so Gary Ritas is a righty. Like I said, at this point, maybe it's time to start, because we got the righties in because they started against the lefties, and now my batters are all switched around and stuff like that. But anyway, so Gary Ritas is going to drop to a D4, and that's going to definitely be an out. 4 to 3, 1 out. Jay Bell, really don't have anyone that can pinch hit for him anyway. B7's a batter check. Batter check, he's losing. He's going to go to a D1. That'll be a line out to the shortstop. 2 outs. Van Slyke will step in. He keeps the platoon advantage, but B3 is a control check. He has A control with a 6, and that's a strikeout. So Shaw comes in, goes 1, 2, 3, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. 7 complete, score 6 to 3. All right, so if I want to leave Zane Smith in, he's going to drop to a C. I have some decent pitching on my bench, so I'm going to bring in Vicente Palacios. All right, so Palacios is he's a righty, first of all. He's a 2, and he's A's across. So in theory, he can get me through the 8th and the 9th, but we'll see how this game goes. All right, Mr. White steps in, getting late for the Expos, but they're within striking distance. All right, A3, it's a control check. He's A control. 9, that's a drop K. What's his speed? He's D speed, so it's not going to matter. It's a strikeout. Barry steps in. A12, it's a batter check. 10, he gives up the platoon advantage. C10 is still a single. Runner on first, 1 out. All right, A5, that's a defensive check to Bobby Bowe in right field. He's a D. D1 will probably still make the play. D1, it'll be a fly ball to right. Runner will hold it first. And that'll bring up Floyd, trying to move the runner around. That's an A8, it's a batter check. Batter is a B6. That'll be a fly to right, and that'll end the inning. So Palacios comes in and does what he's supposed to do. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on. After 7.5. Pirates 6, Expos 3. And let's see, I think, since we made the move last inning with this pitcher, that we need to go all in. And if I was managing this game, I'd bring in the best pitcher I got left, which is Scott, who's a 1. He's a 1. He's an A, B control, A defense. Don't know that much about the 94 Expos, but I'm guessing he might have been one of their closers. If it wasn't Wetland, I can't use Wetland because Wetland went yesterday. So All right, but he's going to try and keep it 6-3, so hopefully the Expos can do some damage in the ninth. But he's facing Bonilla, Bonds, Backman. In 1990 in Pittsburgh, they called them the Killer Bees. I remember that. That's sad. And I also remember thinking, how did this Pirates team lost to the Reds in the NLCS? But I digress. All right, that's a A11. That's a batter check. Bonilla is a switch hitter, B2. That'll still be a grounder to second. On to first for 1 out. Bring up Bonds. All right, that's an A9. That's a batter check. Bonds, he will keep his platoon advantage, so he's an A6. That'll be a ground out as well, 4-3. So we got 2 grounders to second. And then it brings up Backman. Pirates have been kind of silent the last few innings. Those kind of games always make me nervous. A10's a batter check. Backman, he's a switch hitter, so he will stay in A4. That'll be a fly out to center. 3 up, 3 down. So I don't think my opponent can complain about anything I did with his bullpen because they've been lights out this whole game. So we go to the top of the ninth. Pirates winning 6-3. We're going to leave Palacios in. See if he can get the 2-inning save. And they're facing the 9-1-2 of their order, trying to close out the series. So Palacios is still an A8. That's a batter check. And he's a C. He drops to a D against the righty Palacios. D10 is still a single. So he gets the runner going on first. Gets the inning going. Brings up the top of the order. A1, he strikes him out looking. Paints the corner with the curveball. Big out for the Pirates. Can they get 2 more? Cordero steps in. A11, that's a batter check. Big number on the batter check. Gives up the number. C10, single 2 bases. So that'll move Lansing around to third base. Just like that. They got a runner on 90 feet away. Can cut into that lead. I think first and third is the most dangerous out situation in baseball. Walker steps in. A9, that's a batter check. That's a low number, so that's going to bode well. A2 on the batter. That'll be a grounder to third. That'll be a fielder's choice, 5-4. That will score the run. So Walker will get the RBI. And Cordero is cut down at second. So we got 2 outs, 1 run in, runner still on first. Frazier, who came in for Alou after Alou got plunked in the elbow, rolls. It's an A8. It's a batter check. It's a low number. It's probably going to be the end of the game. B4. Be a fly out to left field. Barry Bonds camps under it, and the Pirates take 2 of 3 in this opening series of the season. So in the ninth, the Expos get 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors. There was 1 left on base. So the Expos end up with 1, 2, 3, 4 runs. The Pirates end up with 5, 6, but they did not score after the 4th inning. So the Expos bullpen did their job. Expos have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 hits. The Expos had no errors. They did leave 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 batters left on base. That's a killer when you lose by 2 runs. Pirates have 3, 5, 6, 7 hits. So the Expos actually out-hit the Pirates. The Pirates had 2 errors, but they only left 3 on base. But as you can see, after this, after they chased Henry out, the Expos bullpen did what they were supposed to do. They kept this game close, and the Expos chipped away. They just ran out of time. So that's Pocket Pennant Run. Hope you guys enjoyed my video. If you're interested in the game, I'll try to put a link on the website. It's an excellent game. It's a lot of fun. It's quick to play. It's easy. It's fun. You guys have a good day. I'll see you next time on Richter's Baseball Replays.